hope y'all enjoyed the last two videos where we kind of just ripped this thing and put a Juggernaut driver pulley on it. But now it is time to finally just wrap up this build. So what that's going to include is we're going to paint it, of course, and we're going to paint it the same color that our Manco Deuce was painted. That way we kind of have matching like off-road buddies. So that's going to be really cool. But before we get to that, there's a couple more things we need to do. We got a little light bar right about here, and it's the perfect width to just kind of fit right in the front here. So it nestles in very nicely with our front bars. And then also, we've been meaning to do this for a while, but we've kind of put it off because we didn't know how to do it, but I think we have a good idea now. This is basically just like ATV netting. So the idea is your foot will be able to sit in the middle here, because before we'd had to ride it off to the side. But super excited for that stuff. So before we get to the metal work, we want to take off all our nice engine parts so they don't get all messed up. So we'll strip this thing down basically to just the frame alone, and then we can start on our metal work.
Okay, so pulling the engine on this thing is pretty easy. And we get to disassembling the rest.
Alright, so this is all tacked in. Pretty simple. We just used some flat stock and then one of the Amazon tabs. So we'll finish welding it all up, and then we'll move on to making our back suspension a little bit stiffer. Good little learning experience. Our shock was a little binding, and we wanted to move it so our pivot point was further from the axis of rotation. That way it was a little less spongy in the back, because at top speed it kind of bounce a lot and kind of throw off our center of gravity. So what we're going to do is just re-tack this up, and hopefully we'll have that perfect ride quality again.
Yeah, so we just finished it, and like previously we had some problems with the little wings would hit the ground and stuff, but now it kind of feels similar front and back, and when you're sitting on it, it's pretty much level. Yeah. It's basically, we fixed it. Yeah, it's really good.
Good recommendation, y'all.
It's something like the back or the side.
Tight. A little bouncy. Yeah, jump it. Oh. Maybe like this, and like that. Adjust that.
All right, so we just welded up all these brackets. The welds are a little ugly because everything was galvanized, but it looks really nice, and the netting fits in here super well. In the back right here, we're gonna just have to add one more piece of strap, but all in all, this thing's actually really strong already, even with just staples, and it's definitely gonna hold our feet and make it a lot easier to ride. So this one is finally done. So with that, we're done with all the welding. We just need to finalize some of the bottoms of these welds and then disassemble it, and we'll get in tractor paint.
So we've sanded and prepped all the parts right here that are all going to be black. And then over here, we're going to do our gray, Massey Ferguson gray tractor paint.
Yeah, buddy.
On this, that's going to match the Deuce over there. And we're just going to brush it on like we did with that, which gives a pretty good result. And it's really tough, so let's get to painting. First strokes of paint going on. It's really nice, the coverage you get with this stuff. It dries super thick. It levels out pretty good after a little bit of time. And as you can see on the Deuce, it holds up pretty well.
Sweet. Got some painting to do.
Yeah, Picasso in it.
It's gonna look good, y'all. This is like a freaking fighter jet.
Paint's been going on really nice. I can't wait to see this thing and the Deuce out at once.
Yeah.
Got that battleship gray fleet going on.
It'll be cool.
It is.
So I think we'll get this finished up, let her dry, and then we'll see you tomorrow.
We have everything that's going to be painted black right here, mainly the suspension, swing arms, and handlebars. So let's get painting. So it's the next day, the bottom dried pretty well, and we prepped the top, and now we're just coating it with some paint.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to see this thing in gray. I think it's the best color.
It's looking very promising. But in that box we have all the other parts that are going to be black spray painted, all done. So once this is dry, we'll be ready to assemble it really. Then on the last stretch of painting, we're just getting the spots I think covered enough. But I gotta say the final look is
it's gonna be really cool. Dang. We just finished up the paint on this thing and it looks incredible. It looks like a little fighter jet. The white wheels look amazing. So now what we ought to do is just reassembly time. So let's get to it. Hey, this thing looks so sweet, guys. Really coming together.
So a little bit jump forward in time, but we've got the engine in, the light bar in, the chain hooked up. Pretty much everything's mounted on this thing, except for our netting on our Nerf bars, which we still have to sew up.
She looks sick though.
Yeah, really impressed with this one. Okay. So this side needs to go like that. One net done, and so now that it's finished, we need to see if my mediocre sewing skills can hold up the weight of a person. Alright.
I think you're gonna be mad.
It feels pretty sturdy. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Alright, that's my weight.
Oh yeah, man. All day.
I don't even hear any ripping noises.
Nah, you did
It's
good.
perfect. I can put all my weight on it.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
Sweet. Alright, cool. So now what we'll do is Joe's got to do the other side, and I think that's going to wrap up this vid.
So I'm just tying up the last couple loose ends on this thing on the bottom, and it holds weight, which is a great sign, and we'll have to see how it holds up, but for now, we're pretty much done.
Alright, so that is going to wrap up this video. I love the nets. I love how this thing looks. I'm really excited to get out there and ride it. So, thank you guys so much for watching. This thing made an awesome transformation. Be sure to drop a like if you like how this thing looks. And be sure to stay tuned because we have a lot of ripping to do with this thing. We wouldn't make it match the Deuce so well and then not drive them both together. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you next time.